Good morning, my children of my dear children of class 10. Today I am going to explain the breathing mechanism. Breathing is in the last videos I told you, breathing is the process whereby air moves in and out of the body, and this is also called a external respiration, because the cells are not, it is not taking place inside the cell, it is taking place outside the cell. Only respiratory structure, means respiratory organs are involved in this. So breathing is a physical process, it is external respiration, because there is no chemical change occurs, so this is a physical process. Now in this video I am going to explain how what is the mechanism of breathing. In breathing involves two steps or two processes, which is first one inspiration and second is expiration. Okay, inspiration and expiration. Okay, in inspiration what happened? Air is inhaled into the respiratory system. So you know that first part of the respiratory system is the nostril or nasal cavity. So the air is inhaled into the air cavity. Okay, now how the air is inhaled? So inhalation of air is called inspiration. Now how the air is inspired, that is what inspired into the respiratory system, that's what we are going to learn in this. See, you also learned that I have explained in the last videos that the lungs are situated inside the thoracic cavity, which is formed by the rib cage. So this is the rib cage made up of ribs. Then this is the front, that is chest bone or breast bone. This is called the sternum. Then the diaphragm down, and at the back it is vertebral column. So the ribs are joined to the sternum in front, and at the back it is joined by the vertebral column. Okay, so it forms the rib cage, and the lungs are protected inside the rib cage. So and also we have learned that the lungs are not made up of any muscle. So on its own it cannot contract and relax, because there is no, it's not made up of, lungs are not made up of muscles, it's made up of air sacs, isn't it? So but these ribs, in between these ribs there are muscles which are called intercostal muscles. Okay, so these muscles can contract or relax. So when the intercostal muscles contract and the diaphragm, some of the abdominal muscles are also involved, inspiratory muscles. So when these muscles contract, what happens? The diaphragm move downwards, then the ribs move upwards. So in short, what is it? Rib cage expands as the rib muscles contract. And then what happens? The volume inside the thoracic cavity increases. Okay, ribs are expanded now, rib cage is expanded, so thoracic cavity increases the volume. The volume of the thoracic cavity increases, and so when the volume is increased, what happens? Pressure inside it will decrease. So volume and pressure are inversely proportional. You know, when volume increases, pressure decreases. When volume decreases, pressure increases. Inverse proportion. You may have learnt in physics or whatever. Okay. So what happens when the rib cage expands due to the contraction of inspiratory muscles? And what happens? The pressure inside the lungs decreases. Pressure inside the lung decreases because the volume increases in the thoracic cavity, and diaphragm move downwards. Okay, so in total what is it? Diaphragm move downwards. One sec. Diaphragm moves downwards, ribs move upwards. So the thoracic cavity volume increases, which decreases the pressure than the atmospheric pressure. So what happened? Gases move from high pressure region to the low pressure region. So air from the atmosphere moves into the lungs through these passages: nasal cavity, then larynx, trachea, bronchi and bronchioles, and finally into the air sac. So the inspired air enters into the air sac. Okay, and in the air sac, what exchange of gases takes place. Okay, now how the exchange of gases takes place, let us see this diagram here. So this is the diagram of air sac. Okay, inside of the air sac. So air moves into, in inspiration what happened? Air moves into the air sac. So air sac is filled with the inspired air, which contains more oxygen and less carbon dioxide, okay, from the atmosphere. So then what happens? See the alveoli wall. This is the alveoli wall, and this is the see blood capillaries are surrounding the air sacs. Okay, and see, this is the inside of that blood capillary. So the blood capillary surrounding it contains carbon dioxide containing air. I mean more carbon dioxide concentration, so more pressure of the carbon dioxide. And so what happens? Because oxygen is more in the air sac than in the blood vessel. So oxygen moves into the blood capillaries through this. This is called the diffusion membrane. Diffusion membrane involves the alveolar wall, this is a very transparent wall, and the blood capillary wall, and there is a small space inside. So these three form a unique membrane, diffusion membrane we can call. And so through the diffusion membrane, oxygen diffuses into the blood vessels. Now carbon dioxide is more in the blood vessel or blood capillary than inside this alveoli. So what happened? Carbon dioxide, again through the diffusion membrane, carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveoli. So this is called a gaseous exchange at the alveolar air. So this carbon dioxide will move out in expiration. Let us see now expiration. See, after inspiration what happened? The intercostal muscles relax. Okay, so what happened? The ribs come to the original position. Okay, moves downwards. See the arrow moves downwards. Diaphragm comes to original position. See that concave shape. Okay, and so it is in the normal position. So what happened? Volume decreases, and the volume decreases means pressure increases, and pressure increases than the atmospheric air. So what happened? This will be air is exhaled out. Okay, so air is exhaled out, and this is called expiration or exhalation. Okay, so this is the mechanism of breathing. So how mechanism of breathing involves inspiration and expiration, and inspiration takes place like this, and expiration takes place like this. I have explained. Okay, you can draw this diagram to show breathing mechanism, okay, in your notebook. And let me show. So this is intercostal muscles are very important in inhalation and exhalation. Yeah, inspiration and expiration. Intercostal muscles are involved. So I'll show you. See, the ribs are connected by intercostal muscles. So in the intercostal muscles, the outer muscles are there, inner muscles are there. The outer muscles are called external intercostal muscle, and the muscles, and the inner muscles are called internal intercostal muscles. And when these contract or relax, then that the breathing mechanism occurs. So see little more detail the diagram. Take let us enlarge. In this an enlarged portion of that is shown. So internal intercostal muscle, and they are placed as layers. So innermost intercostal muscles, then this is the middle, that is internal intercostal muscles, and this is external intercostal muscles. Okay, so these intercostal muscles play an important role in the breathing mechanism. Okay, and see again. So when you can see the diaphragm moves downwards. Okay, and the ribs ribs moves upwards because of the intercostal muscles contract. So the thoracic cavity volume increases, pressure decreases, so air is drawn in, and air is when opposite happens, when the muscles relax, the diaphragm comes to its original position, the ribs come to their original position. So what happens? Volume decreases, pressure increases, so air is forced out. This is exhalation or expiration. Okay, you have to draw any one diagram only. That label diagram you can draw. This is just for you to understand. And exhalation, how does it happen? Internal intercostal muscles contract, external intercostal muscles relax, and rib cage moves downwards and inwards, that is come to original position. See this one. And diaphragm relaxes, so diaphragm comes to original position. Volume of the thoracic cavity decreases, pressure in the alveoli increase, so it pushes out the air. So this is what is exhalation. Okay, this is a schematic diagram of exhalation or expiration, you can write here. And so this is again repetition only. Breathing is based on, just a minute, I just want to show you. See, breathing is based on inverse relationship between pressure and volume. This is what I was explaining. An increase in volume will lead to decrease in pressure, isn't it? And then air is moved in, and then vice versa, that is the opposite of that happens. Then decrease in volume, increase in pressure, air is moved out. So this is all in this video. So I hope you have understood the mechanism of breathing or external respiration. Thank you. Please like and share this video, and those who are not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you very much.